Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Sonder. It's going to be a little bit different today because I've realised that I've been expecting a bit too much of myself lately because we have all this time at home now and I have all of these home projects that I want to do. I have my writing, I have my YouTube channel, I have this channel. I've been trying to help my mum and my brother with their channel, and I have, social things going on and trying to keep my room clean and do all of my daily chores and keep up with all of my self-care and basic hygiene and, all of that stuff. And especially with how things are at the moment, it's kind of becoming a lot and I'm not doing as well as I thought that I might be doing. I thought that, with all this extra time, I would get loads more done, I'd be way more productive, and it would be great, but turns out I can't get anything done in a home environment. I'm used to being at college or at the library when I'm being my most productive, and now that I can't go to either of those places, my productivity has just dropped way down low, and the amount of work that I've been trying to get done has just been increasing, so I've not been doing super well with that. And I think putting all of that pressure on myself to get as much done as possible is not great, and I've been really failing at that. I've not been doing any writing at all. I've all but neglected my blog. I haven't made a video for my main YouTube channel for maybe 2 weeks now. I missed my last D&D session that I was supposed to go to because I was just too stressed to do that. And yeah, I've been barely keeping up with chores and self-care as well. I've been getting better though. I was at the point a while ago where I was only showering the bare minimum. I was just about keeping up with, appearances every day, getting up, getting dressed, staying in bed way too long, and just kind of not coping and literally not doing any work, not going outside. And lately my mum got a new job and so she's been out more and I've been in charge of my brother, and having that responsibility has really kind of woken me up and helped me to do that sort of, everyday self-care and making sure I get things done, because he still has to do schoolwork even though he's not at school, and I've been making sure that he does that, and that's been helping me to get my own work done, because knowing that he has to makes me feel like it wouldn't be very fair if I didn't do it. So I've been doing my work and I've been making sure that he gets outside for a bit, which means that I get outside, and definitely getting outside and going for walks every day has done wonders for my mental health, and I'm getting better, and I feel like I can really adjust to having to stay at home all the time, and eventually I feel like I would get to the point where I can be super productive and do crazy things all day long, but it's not going to be easy to get there. And it might be that by the time I get to that point, this whole thing will be over and we'll be able to go back outside and do things normally again. And again, I feel like the transition from this to that and going back to how things were, it might mess me up a little bit again, but it will be easier than this first one, especially as it was so unexpected. I knew maybe 3 or 4 days in advance that this might be a possibility, and then suddenly it's like, don't go into college, don't leave your house, just stay. And it was not great, and I know that it's been like that for a lot of people. It's not easy, but it is necessary, and by staying in we're helping not just ourselves but other people, especially the people who are more vulnerable to the virus. Us staying at home is going to help it not spread, and it's very important, even if it's hard. So I was just kind of thinking about what are the main things that we need to remember and focus on while we are in quarantine. And the reason that I'm doing this instead of a proper Sonder episode, because I said I was going to be going back over all of my old ones, but my very, very first Sonder episodes, they were a bit messy, and in order to make them good instead of a bit of a mess, I would have to rework my notes. And I've been trying to do that as much as I can, but it's not great on top of college and everything, and I've left it until today because I thought that I could get it done, because when I was doing my radio show, I would do my notes at the library after college on a Wednesday, and that worked super well. But I don't have college and I don't have access to the library anymore, so I just haven't got it done. So I figured that maybe I would just carry on with the episodes that I have fully fledged notes for and just talk through those every Wednesday instead of trying to rework the old notes. So we're probably going to be starting from Sonder Season 2 rather than Season 1, and I'll loop back around later. It doesn't really matter what order they're in, they're all standalone, so don't worry about missing things or things being in the wrong order. So I think the main message of today's podcast is just to not push yourself and don't expect too much from yourself. Don't be like me and give yourself 100 different responsibilities and then get overwhelmed when you can barely do 2 of them. But just try to relax, try and get people to help you with things. Make sure that you're going outside, doing some form of self-care that will help you to reflect and remain calm, whether that be journaling or meditating or just making sure that you take some time out of every day to just kind of think about what's good in the world and what you need to do throughout the week and make sure that everything's still in order. Whatever it is you need to do, just make sure that you spend a little bit of time every day doing it, because it'll work wonders on your sanity. I'm speaking from experience there. Oh yes, remember to take care of the people around you as well as yourself. Like I mentioned, I'm now taking care of my brother a bit more than I used to, and it's kind of helped me as well because I can sort of see what I need to do based on what I need to make sure he does, and that's been helpful. Even if you don't have someone younger than you that you're responsible for, it's always important to check up on the people around you, make sure that they're doing okay and that they're getting done what they need to get done. And if you can, offering some help would be really great. I'm sure they would all appreciate that. And if you're not living with anybody at the moment, if you're not self-quarantining with anybody and you're all on your own, then make sure that you're contacting people and that this isolation isn't like completely social block off for you, that you're actually communicating with people and talking to people regularly. Listening to the radio and podcasts and things can also help you to feel more connected, but also make sure that you're calling up your friends or your family and just checking up on them, and maybe ask them to check up on you every once in a while, and just make sure that we're all taking care of each other as much as we can in these difficult times. Yeah, so just try to carry on with routines as much as you can, adjust them, make sure that they're flexible, because especially right now it's going to be difficult to carrying on doing things that we used to and focusing, and try to give yourself as minimal load of work to do as possible. And if you can get extra work done, then that's fantastic, and if you can't, then that's okay, and that's completely understandable. Just try to keep doing hygiene and self-care like I mentioned, and stay calm. Also take breaks when you need to. Even if you're trying to get work done and you're finding that it's actually easier at home, make sure that you don't overwork yourself. Remember to just always take breaks and don't push yourself too far. So yeah, I think that's everything for this episode. I'm not sure if I actually will be able to manage doing future Sonder shows, because I'm desperate to continue uploading to my channel every week. I've been doing it for, I think, 4 or 5 weeks solid now. I haven't missed a day. Well, I haven't missed a week because I only upload once a week, but I don't want to miss one, so I'm going to be working hard on that, and this podcast might get pushed back a little bit. If that happens, I will do a little quick update and let you know what's going on, but for now I'm just going to try and take it slow and just redo some of my old shows for you every Wednesday evenings. That's when you can find me. If you want to hear my updates, subscribe and also ring the bell. And if you're interested in listening or watching the videos on my other channel, that is Maxi, which you can find by clicking on the channels. I think it's just channels on my home screen. I'll put a little screenshot of where you can find that in this video. So yeah, that's everything. As I mentioned, subscribe if you want to see more, and I would absolutely love it if you could like and share this video as well. Thank you everybody, have a lovely week, and hopefully you can hear me next week. Goodbye.